The only way to say I love you was through words written on the brink of death. This is Edward Thomas' story of war, love, and the letters that held it all together. It's the spring of 1917, and in the cold, damp trenches of France, a man writes by the flicker of lantern. His hands tremble, not from the fear, but from the weight of his words. Edward Thomas, a poet turned soldier, begins another letter to his wife, named Helen. It goes like, My dearest Helen, as I sit here under this leaden sky, the only thing that keeps me warm is the thought of you. I close my eyes and imagine the garden back home, your laughter, and the way you tilt your head when the sunlight touches your face. He writes as though his words are a lifeline, a tether to the world he might never see again. And for Helen, each letter becomes a treasure, an anchor in the storm of uncertainty, a reminder that love can endure even the cruelty of the war. But the war was relentless in the field, and so were Edward's fears. He confessed them to Helen in raw, unflinching honesty. What haunts me the most, he wrote, is not the thought of my own death, but the thought of leaving you and the children to face this world without me. Despite the darkness surrounding him, Edward found moments of light. In one letter, he described the sound of a bird's song amidst the chaos. It reminded me of you, he wrote. Even here, in this desolation, there is beauty, and it is you, my love, who taught me to see it. What's the spectacular part of this story? Helen, back in England, clung to his letters as if they were Edward himself. She would read them aloud to their children, her voice steady despite the tears in her eyes, and though she feared the worst, she never let go of hope. Then the day arrives. It was April 9, 1917. Edward Thomas was killed in action. He died instantly when a shell exploded near him. Days later, Helen received his final letter. The ink on the page carries his hurt to her, even though his body was gone. That letter writes, My darling Helen, if this is my last letter, know that you have given me a life worth fighting for. Your love has been my greatest strength, and it will guide me even in the darkest hours. Tell the children their father loved them more than words can ever say. Helen's heart broke that day, but she carried his words with her always, a testament to a love that war could not destroy. Edward's letters, filled with longing, hope, and unwavering devotion, remind us of the sacrifices made by those who fought and by those who waited. In war, it is not just soldiers who fight. Families, wives, and children bear their own battles, clinging to the words of those they love. Edward Thomas may have fallen, but his letter live on, a beacon of love in the face of unimaginable loss. Well, I would ask, who would you write your last letter to? Edward Thomas' story is one of many. Share it, remember it, because love, even in war, is timeless.